It's Monday morning. It's a little after 6 on March 3rd. Now that we're into March, I just remembered a lot of people in my family have birthdays in March. Just making sure I hadn't forgotten anybody. This is dunnage going back to an off-site warehouse, and I dropped the seal. There it is. First run of the day. Yeah, we came into work at 5 today. Bobtailed over here to the big box in Kailua. Oh, that was perfect. Now we're going to take this mostly empty container to their off-site warehouse, which is located in Halawa Valley. To be our first movement of the day. Oh, now I need 2 hands. Okay. What the heck? Whew. There we go. So we've dropped off the first container. Now we're hooking up to the second movement of the day. This is MT45 headed back to the shipping terminal, Sand Island. Of course, this being an empty, we gotta follow the first rule of empties, and that is make sure it's empty. Wow. Getting caught on that hump. There we go. So we're driving one of the newer trucks, Cascadia. We keep getting caught on the hump. I don't know if that you can see that in the camera, but there's definitely a hump there. Yeah, empty. So now we're going to take this empty back to the shipping terminal, Sand Island, about 7 miles away through rush hour traffic. So we're in the Halava Industrial, little off-site warehouse here for the big box. Second movement of the day. So we took the second load into the shipping terminal, got rid of the empty. Then we got bobtailed over to our inner island shipping terminal. Picked up an empty 20-foot container. Brought it over here to a lighting company. They do concerts. So they're loading up this 20-foot container with lighting equipment. It's a live load, so it should take them less than half an hour to load it. In the meantime, get some of the dust off this truck. They have water around here. Gonna look for some water, but that's what we're up to. Third movement, brought the empty over. Fourth movement, we take it back to the inner island shipping terminal, which is less than a mile away. So nice, easy runs. And we might have time to clean up the truck a little bit, especially if I can find a water faucet somewhere around. This is called a visor mount. I'm not sure how good it works. So we dropped off our stage lighting equipment in our 20-foot container back to the shipping terminal, the inner island shipping terminal. It's headed over to Hilo. And we picked up a 40-foot chassis so that we could secure an empty 40-foot refrigerated container. We're taking that back to our terminal. Put that, I don't know, putting it on the dock yet or not. What is today? Monday? So this will be going in Tuesday. This is basically consolidated freight going to one of the big hotels over in Lanai. So my guess is they might want it on the dock. I think they don't load it till tomorrow though, so we'll see when we get there. But yeah, that makes this the fifth movement of the day. It's 11:20. I'm just driving spare trucks, and this truck is assigned to a night driver that's coming in at 12 o'clock. So my guess is we're going to be switching trucks when we get back to the yard here. That's the life of a part-time driver. Even though I did work 48 hours last week. I met a driver while I was waiting in the long lines at the Inter Island shipping terminal. Says he watches videos of mine, and he was wondering how long I'd been driving. I says, well, for this company I've been driving since 2002, October 2002, so this October should make 23 years. But driving in Hawaii, I moved to Hawaii in 87 when I was 27 years old, and when I was 88 I began driving tour buses. I drove tour buses 8 years full-time and then 2 more years part-time. And And while I was driving tour buses part-time, I was driving garbage trucks full-time. I drove garbage trucks for about 7 years. First 2 years I drove roll-off trucks, and then the last 5 years I drove front-load trucks. So yeah, I've been driving trucks in Hawaii since 1987. But before I moved to Hawaii, I lived in New York, and I drove trucks in New York too. I didn't drive tractor trailers though, it was just straight trucks. So I'm going to find out if they want this on the docks 11 and 12 are open, which usually means they might be holding them open for a reason. Just going to go check with the supervisors here and see what they say. That empty 40-foot refrigerated container, 10-speed. Back to our terminal, checked in with dispatch. They had this full 40-foot container full of water heaters. Brought it down here to a distribution warehouse, stood by, offloaded. There's 4 guys working on it, so it took like 10 minutes. Now we're going to take this empty 40-foot container back to the shipping terminal of Sand Island. Again, it's only maybe 3 miles away. Easy run. Checked in with the night driver. Seems he's coming in at 4, not 12, so we get to stay in the truck for a few more hours. Make a U-turn here underneath the viaduct. Get back on Nimitz Highway, and that'll take the Sand Island Access Road. We got another run going out to the Campbell Industrial area, which will be the first real good run of the day. Problem is I don't know where. It says Kapolei, so it might be one of the new shopping centers. But, so far I haven't been able to find the address in Google Maps. But we have a phone number, hopefully that'll help it. Making our way to the shipping terminal. 134, working on the 8th container movement of the day. After we dropped off the water heaters, we took the empty back to the shipping terminal. Dropped that container and then hooked up to this full 40-foot container said to contain furniture for a distribution warehouse down here in the Campbell Industrial area. When I plugged in the address to the GPS, it didn't register. Usually when that happens, it's this newest section of the Campbell Industrial area being built over here. There's roads and they just haven't inputted it into the Google Maps. I haven't gone there enough times to recognize the street names yet. But I'm kind of suspect, kind of guessing that this is where it's going. Should be a fairly sizable warehouse. It's a pretty large discount clothing store chain on the island here. guessing it's the warehouse that sits behind what used to be the laydown yard for the railroad. This is where they built all the bridges for the railroad. And I guess they're gonna start that up again for the second part. I don't think it's this one. I think it's this one over here. Is that the street name? Yeah, that's the street name. They have the street signs up, but they don't have the Google Map link yet. So I called them up, nobody answered, so hopefully there's somebody out here. New warehouse and all. Building products. I'm going to guess it's down here. It looks like they're still setting up. I'm going to guess that's it. I don't see any signs of the company name. Once again, we'll have to go inside and look around. Block many driveways. There we go, wish me luck. Yeah, that was it. I jumped in this truck this morning. I looked around, he's got all his straps. I saw his pry bar, and I saw he's got an electric bolt cutter. So I just left my tools in my truck, and I just brought my lunch pail and my clipboard, gloves. So today was the first time. This was the first time today I had to use bolt cutters, and when I picked up his bolt cutters, it's electric, but he takes the battery home to charge it, so there's no battery. So we had to use a pry bar to get the bolt seal on. That's never fun. Usually I can break most bolt seals with a pry bar, and I need like a good pliers, because you're gonna break the plastic coating around it, and then you go pull out the little snap ring wire to get the bolt seal released. Done it a few times, it becomes easier and easier. The first time though, it's hard. So I talked to dispatch, and they got an empty container just a few blocks away. Number 51 on the community list. I think I know where it is. hooked up to this and take it back to the International Shipping Terminal, Pier 1. This is definitely a good run. So yeah, I was just about here, making my way past Aloha Stadium, get a call from dispatch, and they go, head over to Ford Island and pick up some paperwork from a driver to make a pickup on Ford Island from Noah. It's air freight. And I guess the dispatcher thought that I had a Dibbits card, so I could just use my Dibbits card to get on, but when I got there, I asked the driver what was going on. He told me he couldn't get on base. I go, well, did you get a day pass? And he said, no. I called dispatch, and she said, well, you just go ahead and take over the run. So now I had to go down to the pass and ID office and wait in line, get a day pass to go on to Fort Island. Finally made the pickup, but it took like an hour and a half maybe. But we got it done. The problem is now is that the night driver starts at 4 and it's 4:22. So he's sitting there waiting for his truck. Because I had to go do somebody else's job. That's trucking. Sometimes when drivers don't know how to do something, it's easier to find a driver who can and just let him take over the run. Well, we got it picked up. Now we just got to make our way past the airport here and get back to our yard. Get this container on the dock so they can pull the air freight out. It's a couple of toolboxes. The big ones. I'll have that ready to go down to the airlines tomorrow morning. That's what we're doing. I think this is our 9th movement of the day. We won't be able to take this back to the shipping terminal now, they're all closed. But that's what we've been working on for the last couple hours. Yeah, that's it. 5 o'clock. Let's get out of here. We already that container with the doors open had the air freight inside, so we took it in the warehouse. We gave the truck I was driving today to the night shift, finished our paperwork, and now we're headed home. We ended up doing 9 movements. If you call the air freight an extra move, it would be 10. We drove almost 100 miles, 99 miles. And came in at 5, got it done at 5. But hopefully we missed the majority of the rush hour traffic. That's usually around 4 o'clock. I just walked up 9 floors, get my afternoon workout. Now we're headed home. Roasted vegetables for dinner. That's it for today though. Thanks for watching. Aloha.